Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terri Morrow and I'm here with Catherine Haleko. Say hi, Catherine.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week, we are going to discuss the 5th episode of West Wing, Season 4, which is Debate Camp, and the newish live-action Beauty and the Beast. How long ago was that? Was that this year or last year?
Yeah, it was this past spring.
Okay. The brand new live action. Yeah. Well, 6-month-old. But first, we're going to talk about this very week's Dancing with the Stars, which was poorly strategized iconic dances week. Poorly conceptualized, let's say. Poorly conceptualized iconic dances week. What the heck? That seemed unnecessary.
Yeah. And I felt really bad for Victoria because she seemed so sad at the end.
She really did.
She was really not able to put on the happy face that a lot of people do when they go. She just was plain old sad.
She really was. I know. Drew must be getting votes like crazy because the judges dump on him every week. Mm-hmm. And yet he's still there. Yeah. I found out one of the people who's voting for him is, well, not voting for him, but rooting for him is my daughter. Oh, okay. She was wanting to call during the actual show and vote for him. And I said, honey, wait till the end. Maybe he's not going to be there next week. I was pretty sure he's going to get eliminated. But no, he's still there. So she had gone to bed by that time. So I crept into her room and took her cell phone and voted for him on her behalf. So it seemed only fair.
I know. I don't like how they promote, you can vote right now because you could totally waste your vote that way.
You really could be. You really could be. Which I figured she would be doing. And then I was going to get her to vote for Jordan because that was her second choice. But nope. So this is the first night I actually called with all the phones at my disposal as well as voting online. So.
And you're a good person because you voted on your daughter's behalf the way that she actually wanted to vote.
Even though I was thinking, if he actually wins this thing, I'm going to be really ticked. But I would be fine with either Jordan or Frankie winning it. I made my votes primarily for Jordan, although I threw a couple to Frankie. Mm-hmm. But, I like Drew too, and he's worked really hard, and he's been given silly things to do, and he whipped Emma around without bonking her head into the floor. Yeah. That should be worth something. Man, every time they went around and went, oh. Yeah,
that was seemed very,
like, this is something you only try to do when you have an extremely tall partner. It's like, you're not doing that move with Frankie.
No.
Yeah, so, wow, that was scary. But, you can't fault him. He's trying. And the judges have been extremely unkind, I think. Mm-hmm. So, he's got to be there. All of Canada must be voting for him because he's sticking around. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking we had an all-male finals, but that Lindsay with an E is still there.
Right.
It was a weird night because the first half seemed almost like My Memorable Year Part 2. And I just was not there for that. You know what? Mm-hmm. Dance something fun. So I I was thinking Frankie was the one who broke that trend. But really, Drew's wasn't a particularly My Memorable Year-y one.
Right.
It was just it's bonkers. But it was not particularly anything, but it was enjoyable to watch. What are they doing right away?
With the kilts and God knows really? What else was happening there.
Yeah. But, the Argentine tango for my siblings and the let's reenact one more time Victoria's traumatic story and Lindsay's personal growth contemporary. I just, come on. Didn't we do this already?
Right.
I feel like I have seen that exact contemporary at least 2 or 3 times on this show and 5 or 6 times on So You Think You Can Dance. It's just, you open the dictionary to contemporary dance and that.
This is what it's going to look like. Yeah. Yeah.
And back to bare feet. You know what? I have seen Frankie do a contemporary in shoes. I'm never going back.
Right. We now know there is a better way.
Yeah. So when it came down to either Victoria or Frankie, I was Victoria, go now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right.
But I was surprised that Drew hung on. He must be getting so many viewer votes that they're underscoring him to keep him from winning. I don't know.
From just flying at to the top.
Yeah. And it's like this also, all these injuries, seems like more injuries than usual. What are they doing to these people? Maybe they need to calm it down a little bit. It's like even rough. Your pros are getting hurt.
Right.
I know. It's too bad. Their first dance, Jordan and Lindsay both looked like they were medicated. It just didn't have that spirit.
Well, and then it turned out that they were.
They were, yes.
He had a scratched cornea. That hurts.
It's like I was thinking, why is Jordan looking so glassy-eyed? Is he trying to just like be, tango guy and not... But no, turned out he actually had an eye injury. Sorry.
Turned out he actually had his eyes full of medicated drops.
I guess. He did have that look, that sort of wide-eyed, dilated look.
Mm-hmm.
So she looked like she was just being really careful.
Oh my gosh.
So they pulled it off.
Right. Well, and then for her to come out and do that insane jive, injured.
Yeah, they got their mojo back for that, I think. And that was very good. So I liked it the first time, liked it the second time. Don't know why we couldn't have had just an original dance, but whatever.
Right.
I didn't, I know you'd watched the video of Meryl and Max doing that tango and not cared for her outfit, which they sort of echoed in Lindsay's, except with like sleeves and coverage.
Yeah, more coverage, more so it looked a little bit less like lingerie topped with pants. I mean, it still was very lacy, but
yes.
But when Meryl it was like, come on.
Yeah, that was a good dance they did, though.
Oh yeah,
Meryl and Max looked good doing that dance, and she looked as well as anybody could look in that, I guess.
Yeah. It's not that it did. It's not that she didn't. It was
unattractive
look good.
on her.
Right. It was just
ridiculous.
Like
it's just like, why are you wearing a long line bra and pants?
Exactly.
Put a shirt on, girl.
Right. That was my issue right there.
Yes. But that was, all of their dances were pretty iconic and probably best not repeated.
Yeah. I mean, that is a pretty rough thing to do to people.
That is. Now, the dance they did for Victoria, that was a good pick for her because I remember Amber doing a lot of emoting, maybe not so much dancing. Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot of chair steps.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was a fun one, for sure.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm not sure I would have given it a 10.
No.
I don't think I would have done that. But.
Yeah. And their first one, I don't know. I just was not feeling that. I just felt like that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
A dance for her parents in which the dancers playing her parents are doing most of the dancing.
They really were. Yeah.
It's kind of cheap.
And I didn't really understand why her mom was like outside the door for part of the time.
Yes,
like,
I know.
What was that supposed to be suggesting? Like her mom checked out for a while? Or
it did seem just weird. And I don't know. I've gotten kind of a vibe from her parents whenever they've showed them on this thing, and I could be completely wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about, and it's completely unfair, but I've wondered if they were maybe not 100% down with her doing this,
mm-hmm.
like feeling like maybe it wasn't worth the risk.
Right.
They haven't had that. Like anytime they show Jordan's family and the parents in the audience, they're just so happy and just jazzing. He's there. Look at him.
Right.
Look at what he's doing. And the two of them look like they're going, okay, she made it through that one and she's still walking.
Right.
Good.
Exactly.
Let's look at this next one. We can get her through this.
Can we not go back to the wheelchair days, please?
Yeah. I mean, you can't not support your kid, but at the same time, you can feel that perhaps they're taking risks that are not necessary. So, I don't know. I apologize to her parents if that is not the case, but, that's the vibe I get from them whenever they show them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if a dance showing their dramatic time is really going to make them feel better, but, Anyway, that was not... I enjoyed both of Frankie's dances well, accepting that, technically, they're not terrific. I just enjoy him.
Yeah.
And And, holy cow, that jumping split thing that Whitney did is like second to Emma almost having her head bashed into the floor. And and she said she injured herself doing that, right?
Right. But then she went ahead and did it.
It seems unnecessary. Although I noticed one time in their like little package where they were talking and she's sitting on the floor like in side splits.
Yes.
Show off.
So next week is
the finals.
Yes.
Interesting. I think it's a good final four. I think that Victoria and Drew were sort of interchangeable. I really would be surprised if Drew got into the final three, but you never know.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, David Ross did.
That's right. I would like to see Jordan win it, but most of the boards and chats and stuff I'm reading is there's a camp for Jordan and a camp Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan is amazing. He's the best dancer. He should win it. And then it's supposed to be about growth. Frankie has come far and he's got a good attitude and he's adorable. He should win it. He didn't have any experience going in. So I expect it will be one of them, but you never know.
Yeah.
People seem to have generally not warmed up to Lindsay with an E and be just completely befuddled that Drew is still there. So anything can happen. Clearly, gosh.
Mm-hmm.
He's popular with somebody. Well, he's popular with my daughter. So she likes those Property Brothers. She thinks they're adorable. There's somebody that enjoys everybody. That's the thing
right.
about this show is that, you know what? You should vote for the one you enjoy watching. And if nobody else understands, that's too bad.
Right.
So I enjoy watching Jordan. I also enjoyed his brother. Every time they showed his brother in the audience, he looked like he was going big whoop.
Right. Yeah.
I gotta be here. Sure. Yeah, he's fabulous. Okay. He's not impressing the baby bro.
Right.
So
I thought they were going to be in the dance from what the package was showing.
Didn't
it look like they were going to actually
It did look like that. That would have been made the Argentine tango even more awkward, especially as if Len described it. It's supposed to be
sister.
Exactly. That could be a little uncomfortable. A nice jive or something. I could see they could bring him in. Right. Quick step. Right. That's what you want. He could waltz with his little sister. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But no, not the Argentine tango. Anyway, so one more delightful week, 2 more episodes, and that means we will be coming back on Wednesday next week, right?
Right.
After it's all done, and we have a new mirror ball champion.
Mm-hmm.
Will Emma repeat?
Yeah, she's
not outside the realm of possibility.
That's right.
I don't know if that's ever been done. Possibly. I'm not a historian of Dancing with the Stars, but I don't think it's been done since I've been watching it.
Right. Somebody out there knows.
Will they tell us? We shall see. But if you have nothing else left to say about that, perhaps we should move on to The West Wing, where we watched the very enjoyable, I thought, episode Debate Camp.
Yes, a lot of fun.
Yes, it was very good. I had completely forgotten that there were even flashbacks in this. I remembered the camp part, and I remembered TeamToby, and I thought that was funny. Mm-hmm. And it, both because of the enthusiasm everybody had about it and Toby's utter lack of same. But but the flashbacks, I always love flashback episodes.
Yeah.
And this was really good, and I really liked seeing that. And so an enjoyable episode. Not quite as exciting as to watch again as next week's will be, but still very good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like just tons of great sort of time with the characters that we enjoy, and the flashbacks. And although I was a little disappointed, we got Mrs. Landingham and it was for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, because I saw her name in the exactly. I saw her name in the credits. Yeah. I'm like, oh wow, we're getting Mrs. Landingham, a flashback. And then yes, we did, but
they couldn't have given her a little subplot there,
or just a little longer of a conversation,
Yes, that was
maybe it got cut for time.
Maybe. maybe should be on the outtakes somewhere. But it was nice to hear her voice again.
Yes, and she was very cute. How she was very excited about the artwork that they were going to be choosing.
And I do enjoy the way they, as they mentioned on the West Wing Weekly podcast, the amusingness of explaining the origin of the walk and talks by everybody, nobody being able to find where anything is.
We'll have to get used to having meetings in the corridors.
Yes. A little
that was a lot of
backstory after the fact. But that was fun. And poor Sam, knowing exactly what was going to happen with the Attorney General, kept speaking up.
Yeah.
Nobody paying attention. That happens to him a fair amount.
Perhaps that would explain what's going to happen.
Yes. What's ahead.
Even I know what's going to happen. But yes, he was trying and failing. But that was a great way to get into some of those flashbacks, just by knowing that it was going to be brought up in the debate.
Right. That was very good, how that came along. And also the backstory on Toby and Andy and why, how... I don't think that they ever specifically say how she came about being pregnant, but I think that the content of this flashback clearly seems to indicate that there were some embryos somewhere at some point. Or some byproducts of this fertility treatment. Seems like I thought that was the implication. Otherwise, there wasn't really too much reason for it. But
for the flashback.
Yes, because it doesn't seem like they have rekindled their relationship since she's shutting down pretty fast. So I don't know.
Right. I believe her words were, under no circumstances would she marry him again.
Yes. Having had the experience of doing it once.
Right.
But, poor Toby.
But I was doing the, open-mouthed gasp when he said that she was pregnant.
Yes.
Did not see that coming.
Nor did any of the members of Team Toby.
No, that's
They're
quite
stepping it up now.
Yes.
And always fun to revisit CJ's horrible perm while admiring her current sleek hairstyle.
Right.
Excellent step up.
Yes, in the service of, this is how you know you're in the past.
That's exactly right. Yes.
Gotta find some way to tell us, and other than the fact that people who are dead are
exactly. Yes, Mrs. Landingham is there, and CJ's hair is unfortunate.
Right.
We're in the past.
Okay, got it.
Oh well, and poor Donna getting
tricked.
Did you tune in right away that the guy, NSA guy, was a trick back?
I wondered,
I had seen it before,
because
so I knew.
I thought, he just kind of comes in there and I thought it seemed fishy. And that Josh would be like, okay, I'll tell her to go home, So yeah, I thought I was suspicious of his motives.
Yes. I liked that Josh just sort of went with it, for a little while and then just stopped and said, no. Wait a minute. No. And then went back and was laughed at by Donna.
But right, even earlier in the episode when she agreed to do that interview, I thought to myself, you need to check with CJ. you don't just give interviews.
Yes, you don't just give interviews. Also, what this guy is saying doesn't make any sense. Why are you agreeing with him?
Right.
And yes, I noticed the bit about saying that she would have to stay till 7 o'clock. It's like, well, that's a prank right there.
Yeah, exactly.
We know that ain't the truth.
Because in the previous episode, she was having to give up her whole weekend to go to the self-help seminar.
Yeah. It was interesting hearing the debate prep guy on the West Wing Weekly talk about some real debate prep stories.
Yes. Yeah, that was really good. And saying there wouldn't be the picturesque camp site with the beautiful tables outside and
Yeah.
All that stuff.
So you did one at a hotel, and it was like the first time in so many days he'd even been outside is when they went to the debate.
Right. Like, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Blue sky.
But it was interesting hearing about all the ways that things that can go wrong, and that you can prepare for a lot of things, but you just make a misstep in the moment. And so...
Yeah. I mean, even it's amazing how much they can kind of predict and script ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although then, and they have to memorize then all of that.
Right.
They have to predict it, respond to it, memorize it, and then
have it in their head.
Steer it toward that direction when the time comes, you know?
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting what he was saying about the difference that social media makes. I hadn't even thought of that. But it used to be you would have the debate and then you'd wait till the next morning to read in the newspaper who won.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like during the thing, things are already going viral.
Right.
For better or for worse.
Yeah.
So it's like by the time it's over, it's already out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
So, the challenges of our age.
No spin room.
So... I am very much looking forward to the next episode we're watching, which is Game On, which is also the episode in which Joshua Malina starts with the show.
Mm-hmm.
And although he has already said he doesn't remember anything and will not have a lot of stories, he better. But I'm going to have to listen to like 15 minutes of pitches to donate money and then ads to buy things and then merch pitches. He better have some good stories. You know what?
Right.
I don't begrudge them the ads and the merch. I begrudge them the donations big time, but that's my poor starving podcaster issues and not theirs. But anyway, so I guess we can move on then to our third topic, which was our challenge round. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you challenged me to watch? Be my guest.
Very good. Yes, I challenged you to watch Beauty and the Beast, the 2017 live action remake, I guess you'd call it, of the animated Disney princess movie. From, I guess, the 90s. I don't even know when that thing came out. But anyway, so...
I'll IMDb it while you talk.
So this particular Beauty and the Beast, I mean, I remember seeing a trailer for it, or maybe it was even just a cast list way before it came out, and thinking like, whoa, they really got some heavy hitters on that one.
Yeah, well, the cast list's a little deceptive there, though, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, because not Emma Thompson, she's in it, but Emma Watson is really the only one who is...
And Kevin Kline.
Playing her father.
Who I spent like 5 minutes going, that person under all that old age hair and English accent, is that Kevin Kline? I finally had to IMDb it. Yeah, it is.
There he is. Yeah.
I think this was my favorite performance in the whole thing.
Yeah, he plays her father. And then you get Dan Stevens from Downton Abbey playing the Beast, and he's completely, you can't recognize him at all.
No.
And then...
Even in the beginning, before he becomes a beast, but he's got all that French makeup and hair and stuff.
Yeah, like a big white wig and everything. And then all of the, furniture and things in the castle that...
Playing the furniture.
Right. Yes. You have, Audra McDonald, Stanley Tucci, Ian McKellen, like all these really big shots. Emma Thompson, that's where she is. She's Mrs. Potts, the teapot.
Yes.
So you
got 5 minutes of live work and then voiceover.
Yeah, a lot of voiceover, a lot of... CGI in the case of Dan Stevens. So, so it's still fun to see them or hear them, I think. So that came out earlier this spring. I actually saw it.
The original was 1991. I've just looked.
Okay, so there you go. So this one adds a few songs and some time. To the whole thing. You still
tell me what plot additions there were. I heard that there were things added to the plot. What was different? Because I didn't see the first one. I didn't see the animated one.
Well, the whole part where Kevin Kline is in the woods and the woman kind of rescues him and helps him. That wasn't in the
How about when he was like tied up for the wolves to devour? Was that part in the little cartoon? Or when he was thrown in the wagon to be taken to the madhouse? I felt like there was a lot of dad plot that seemed to be a little harsh.
Yeah, I think the wagon part happened. I mean, I definitely remember the whole thing where Gaston was, gaslighting Kevin Kline's character, the dad character. But the whole part where Belle was able to, where they had the magical book and they traveled back to her past where she was a baby and, she kind of find out what happened to her mother. All of that was not in the movie, in the original animated one. So. Yeah.
This was a long movie.
It was long, and it's all it's a little unsettling, the whole like how she just kind of settles right in there at the castle, like eating dinner, reading books, taking strolls on the grounds.
Where does the food all come from? Is what
you're like. What did you forget about your dad? Like, and then but then later, oh, I'm not free, so I can't be happy. Oh, you're not free. That's right. So that part is problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the spectacle of it all, like the whole Be Our Guest, choreographed craziness that happens with all the dishes and pots and pans putting on a show. It's a lot of fun. So
yeah, I don't know. I think I am maybe not a CGI person because there's a coldness to it that just I find. I think they lost me with the CGI wolves because they just looked so much like something in a ride in Disney World. They just looked.
They weren't scaring you.
You can't have this fake wolf attacking a real person without there being some sort of disconnect. And it was pretty looking visually, and yet it just all seemed so fake. I think I could buy it as a cartoon where everything's fake.
Yeah,
and also I have nothing against Emma Watson, but I just didn't feel like there was any particular spark to her, Belle. She's a decent singer, but she's not a great singer.
Right.
And so I didn't feel any excitement when she was singing. I
also felt like with the singing, it was almost like the sound wasn't quite synced up with the voice, with the mouth. Yeah. Like it looked a little lip syncy.
Yes. Similar
to what you were saying with the CGI on the wolves.
Yeah, it just takes you out of it, I think, a little bit. And I'm sure I would have had this problem in the animated one too, because this is one of the reasons I don't watch a lot of Disney films, is because I don't like villains very much. Gaston was just an irredeemable bag of gas and could have been dispatched quickly. Every time we cut away to see him preening or singing or really doing anything. I mean, you have to have the Gaston song because it's famous from the original film,
right?
But just, gosh, did he like fall to his death in the cartoon?
Yeah.
Or did he did he? Okay.
I mean, he ended up, I don't remember, I guess I should say. But I mean, he's out of it.
I think, he's out of the picture, but he could have just been, I don't know, dispatched in a less violent way, I guess, although he just was awful, and I didn't care for the acting, the live action acting of him, and boy, did they tell Josh Gad to camp it up. Holy cow, that was a little much.
Yes, very much. Absolutely.
Because we're modern and all. We're contemporary, y'all. So, all right, fine.
So, not
have
for
him
Terri.
End up with Gaston. That would have been fine. They could have gone off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And not for me. I think if it had been like a quick hour and a half, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But the fact that I just felt a remove from it, and then it just went on and on, and there were superfluous. There were plot points that didn't need to be there, and I don't know. Yeah. So I'm just a Grinch on this sort of thing, I guess. But I'm sure it was quite masterfully done and difficult to put together. I can admire it on that level.
Right.
Just not for me.
Yeah. That's fair. Absolutely. That is fair.
Once everybody came back to themselves at the end, I'm like, these people look like fun. Could we have a movie with them now? Can we have Audra McDonald swanning around and
Stanley Tucci,
Emma Thompson being the very picture of a British mother?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
Yes.
I don't know.
You're a real boy.
It's one of the few movies where I'm saying, let me see the sequel, okay? When they're all like alive. When you actually have to pay them for a whole movie.
You didn't really like the movie, but you really want to see the sequel.
Well, not really, but I think I might enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, that's funny.
Anyway, so that was this week's challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And next week is Thanksgiving week.
Yes.
So I thought that for my challenge to you, I would try to dig up a couple of Thanksgiving episodes of TV shows that you perhaps had not seen. So the first one immediately that springs to mind is the classic WKRP in Cincinnati episode Turkeys Away, which you feel that you have not seen, which seems impossible to me. Yeah. That it would not have at least been spoiled to you by the fact that every Thanksgiving people put it on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere. Yeah, I could have sworn I had done that. All right. So we're going to watch that, which is available on YouTube in various different qualities of resolution of people taping it off their TV sets, but we should be able to find one that will work. And then for a second one, I really wanted to watch an episode of Once and Again that was Thanksgiving themed, and it appears that that is one of those shows that you cannot get anywhere. It is not streaming anywhere. It is on YouTube, but the quality is very bad, and it's a really pretty show, so I hate to watch it that way. Mm-hmm. So I will tuck that away and see if sometime in the future there are episodes of that show to show you in a proper format. Mm-hmm. And instead, trolling around for Thanksgiving episodes, Googling up best Thanksgiving episode lists, I found an episode of How I Met Your Mother called Slapsgiving. So we will watch that as our second one. I did not watch all of How I Met Your Mother. I dipped into it here and there. A season here, a season there, an episode. I found it to be a very good show to just dip in. It's pretty joke heavy, and it has a framing device of the father telling his kids stories. So it catches you up on anything you need to be caught up on. Okay. So I think you'll be able to enjoy it just sort of for its own silly self.
Right.
So that's what we'll watch next week for our challenge round. Okay. And then we will have the 2-night finale of Dancing with the Stars. So we will be coming to you on Wednesday. And we will watch the West Wing episode, Game On.
Game On.
Game On, boyfriend. So that is going to be it for round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes, including our daily speed rounds and weekly group chats. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terri.
Goodbye, everybody.